I used to think learning is most effective when studying is most productive. That is, if I read something and understood everything it said, it must mean that I've learned it. But 3 years of unstructured self-learning made me realize this. The more difficult the learning process is, the more you are actually getting better. If it's not intuitive to you, think about sports or physical training. The more difficult the practice is, the stronger or faster you're becoming. The goal then is to identify what learning outcome you want to achieve first and find the optimal method for achieving it. Because learning is like a leveling game. You've got to go step by step in order to reach the top. If this sounds like something you're working towards, keep watching as I'll share a free Notion template you can use for learning anything at the end of this video. In learning science, there's a well-documented phenomenon known as the illusion of competence. It happens when exposure to information creates a sense of understanding without the ability to actually retrieve or use that knowledge. When learners repeatedly reread notes, highlight text, or review worked examples, the material starts to feel familiar. That familiarity is often mistaken for mastery. But familiarity only tells you that you've seen the information before, not that you can recall it independently or apply it in a new context. What this suggests is that learning should not be based on how well you understand something. While it's a reasonable first step, it's far from being the last. You would have to commit this knowledge to memory, make connections with existing and new ideas, figure out how to apply it to new situations and more. For example, suppose your learning goal is to ace a biology exam. In that case, you'll probably lean heavily on memorization techniques. Flashcards for terms and definitions, drawing diagrams repeatedly, and doing lots of practice problems. You drew the details until they stick and test yourself with sample questions or quizzes to make sure you're actually recalling the information, not just rereading it. Now imagine a very different goal, learning to code. Here, memorizing facts isn't the main game. Understanding how to think like a programmer and writing actual code is. You might spend a little time reviewing key concepts like loops, conditionals, or data structures, but very soon you jump into building small projects or solving coding challenges. In programming, doing is learning. The struggle comes from hitting bugs and logic errors, and then figuring them out, which is exactly how your skills improve. In both scenarios, the ultimate goal is the same, mastering the subject, but the path looks different. Regardless of the path, there are core tools and techniques that help in any learning journey. Active recall. Instead of just rereading your notes, force your brain to pull up the information, cover your notes, and try to explain concepts out loud. Write down everything you remember on a blank sheet, or use flashcards to test yourself. Every time you successfully retrieve a fact or concept, you make that memory stronger. Spaced repetition. Our brain forget things over time, so it helps to review material just as you're about to forget it. Instead of cramming, plan short review sessions spaced out over days or weeks. Spacing makes learning harder in the moment because you have to record them from way back, but it dramatically boosts long-term retention. Practice and project work. This is especially crucial for skills like programming or problem solving. Rather than passively reading code or work examples, write your own code or solve your own problems. Work on small projects or exercises that force you to apply what you've learned. The mistakes and frustrations you encounter will pinpoint what you don't know, which guides your next study session. Interleaving and mixing topics. Instead of studying one topic in isolation, try mixing different topics or problem types in the session. This zigzag approach makes studying feel tougher. Your brain can't get comfortable on just one subject, but it forces you to constantly retrieve different information. Research shows that interleaving helps you learn to distinguish concepts and adapt your knowledge to new situations. Elaboration and explanation. After you learn something new, take a moment to put it in your own words or explain it to someone. Explaining forces you to organize your thoughts and reviews any gaps in understanding. And there's many more, but think of these tools as part of your learning toolbox. You might not use every tool for every goal, but having them ready means you can pick the right one when you learn. Learning anything, whether it's for a test or a new skill, can feel like a grind, and that's exactly the point. When it feels uncomfortable and challenging, it means your brain is adapting. So stop worrying if you're not gliding through the material. Focus instead on how you're learning, Are you testing yourself, spacing out reviews, building projects? Because over time, these deliberate difficulties will pay off with real mastery. And that's it. If the ideas here resonate with you, be sure to check out the Notion template in the link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.